What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is for the heavy attack PvP warden, which can also be used for PVE and bosses, Imperial City bosses, world bosses, arenas. It's really one of those builds that do it all. It's rocking 48,000 health plus, and it's also got 30k physical and spell resistance. So let's jump straight into it. So first we'll jump into the skills. So we're running Deep Fissure, which gives you major and minor breach and hits super hard. We've got Green Lotus. Just activate this as a buff, and every time you do a heavy attack it's going to heal you. You do get Major Prophecy and Savagery, but that's not needed as we're running Oaken Soul. The Feather Infection hits really hard. It's just damage over time. Also flexed in with minor vulnerabilities. It's very strong. Resolving Vigor for your heal and minor resolve. And Polar Wind, which is super strong. It scales off max health as well, and because we've got really high max health, you're going to get a really strong heal. And we're also running the Feral Guardian, which does a bleed damage to the opponents. It's nice and strong and does hemorrhaging status effects. It just basically deals a ton of bleed damage. So let's go into the sets. So the first set we're running is the Sergeant's Mail, which is one of the strongest heavy attack sets in the game. It does damage, a lot of them, they only damage monsters, as they will say in the 5-piece bonus, but this one also affects PvP, so human players as well. So we've got Sharpened with a weapon damage enchantment, so every time you do a heavy attack the weapon damage enchantment will proc. We've got a Helm of the Sergeant in heavy, reinforced with max health. We've got a Cuirass of the Sergeant, reinforced with max health. We're running 1-piece Noon Attack Pauldron, heavy, reinforced with max health, and this is for 1-piece armor. We're also running, the next set is Deadly, which is a nice easy set to get. It's in PvP. You can just buy this quite easily in guild traders. Very strong. It increases your damage over time and channeled effects. It's a medium armor set, so the waist is medium, impenetrable, and we've got stamina on it. The hands is also deadly, stamina, medium, impenetrable. The legs are Greaves of the Sergeant, heavy, reinforced max health. And the boots are medium, deadly, impenetrable with max stamina. We've got a necklace of the Deadly Strike, and that's healthy with weapon damage enchantment. The ring is the same with weapon damage enchantment. And the Oaken Soul ring healthy with weapon damage enchantment. So let's go into the stats. So this is your stats completely unbuffed. The maximum health is at 44, but if we buff up quickly, stamina recovery is just over 900. Magical recovery is 800. It's pretty low, but you're heavy attacking most of the time. The health is at 48,323. The magical and stamina around the 18-19k mark, which is okay. As I said, you're heavy attacking a lot of the time, so sustain isn't really that much of an issue. As we can see, the armor is nearly touching 30k. Obviously with Cyrodiil buffs it will be over 30k. The critical resistance is at nearly 22.4k critical resistance, which is nice. The penetration is only 4k, but you're getting the minor and major breach from Deep Fissure, so that's going to add 9k for you there. So you're going to be getting about 13-14k pen, which is quite strong. We've got all the points into max health. We're running the Lord Mundus, Bewitched Sugar Skulls, and of course Vampire Stage 3. I am a high elf on this, as it's a damage race, so any damage race would do, but really any race, to be honest, it's up to you how you want to run it. If you do have like a sustain race or like a Nord or something, then just run the I would run the weapon damage or spell damage Mundus just to compensate for the damage loss. We're going to the champion points. So we're running a weapons expert to increase your heavy attack damage, deadly aim, resilience, and duelist rebuff for damage reductions, and critical resistance bonus. So the red CP running Pain's Refuge, Juggernaut for damage reduction, Fortified, and max health. If you are having trouble sustaining, you can chuck on the sustain ones, Rejuvenation or Sustain by Suffering, but like I said, you shouldn't really need it because you're heavy attacking most of the time. So I'll just quickly show you how it all works. So this is just how you pre-buff with your Vigor and your Polar Wind and just your Green Lotus, and you just be heavy attacking and just dropping that Subterranean Assault and tag them with the Infection, the Fetcher Infection, because of the deadly, the deadly buffs the lightning attack, and it's also going to buff the Fetcher Infection, so because it's a damage over time, so because it buffs channeled effects or damage over time, so they're going to really put some pressure on opponents. And of course you can be from quite far away. You've only got to come in just to get the sub to hit. Once the subterranean hits, you can just back up. As you can see, you can keep well above, and obviously when your bear procs, you can just throw that, and that hits quite hard as well. Just make sure you hit the ultimate once the subterranean assault has actually hit the opponent, so they get the debuffs of minor and major breach. And like I said, it's just a very nice, very tanky build. So as a general rule, the small pieces I've got impenetrable and reinforced on the larger pieces for maximum gains. I'm running 3 heavy and 4 heavy, sorry, and 3 medium. So that's why it makes it nice and tanky. I said, then you're getting the penetration, so you don't really need light armor on because you're already getting quite good penetration. And like I said, you can put a lot of pressure on opponents from range. With this build, just obviously don't try to keep away from people. Don't want to be in close quarters if you can help it. But like I said, you do have insane healing, so not only is it a really good build for killing people and putting pressure on people, you also will be able to support the team with the Polar Wind, as this will heal players as well. So you're basically part like high health healing warden and also dishing out damage and pressure. So it's a very, very nice build. Very good for supporting the team, very good in battlegrounds. And you said you're going to have a lot of health, so a lot of people are just going to avoid you. They're going to think you're probably like a healing warden, which you are in a way, but you're also dealing a lot of heavy attack damage, and it does put a lot of pressure on people, especially keeping up the Fetcher Infection. So make sure you have all your passives in your 3 class lines, all your passives in Destruction Staff, all your passives in medium and heavy, your passives in Vampire for the Undeaf, and your passives for the Undaunted, and also Assault and Support lines, and your racial and medicinal use for Alchemy. So I said, like, you know, you're going to be very tanky. You've got plenty of critical resistance, plenty of physical resistance, you've got plenty of heavy attack damage and pressure. And I said it's easy to play. The sustain is easy. You're just literally holding down the heavy attack button as I'm throwing out these skills. It is really good. So stick with me to the end of the video and watch the clips as well in action. I've got clips of fighting against human players and also taking down Imperial City boss and also a world boss, just to see how effective it is. It'd be really good in Infinite Archive, as you've got really high health, and you've got the high healing, so it's going to be really good in arenas as well. So it's not only just for PvP, it's also very, very good for solo stuff. It's not going to dish out super high damage, you know, you're not going to be passing 80k on this, you know, it's probably going to be like 50 or 60, but it's still going to be, it might be a little bit higher than that to say the least, but it's going to be really good. Very, very nice. It'd be good for the veteran hollows, It's one of these builds that you can just use all round. 'Cause like I said, some of the heavy attack sets, they only affect monsters. Both of these sets will affect human players as well. So that's what makes these combinations so good. Yeah, so this is the end of the build bit anyway. I hope you enjoyed it. It's the BoneWard Warden heavy attack build for PvP specifically, but also PvE. And if you could stick around just to watch the clips at the end, I'd be grateful as well. Drop this video a like, and any comments you've got, just drop them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.